Friday Night Blitz is sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.
This is the Dowling student section, and this is Friday Night Blitz!
Well, welcome into the second Friday Night Blitz of the season. I'm Raina Garcia, joined by Jake Brennan. Jake, we have another rivalry game for our game of the week.
I'd call it the best rivalry in the state. You've got two programs right here in West Des Moines, and just this century, they've combined for 15 state championships. Dowling has 10, Valley has 5, but this isn't not only one of the state's most decorated rivalries, it's competitive too.
It's all we think about. I mean, I went to bed thinking about it. I mean, it's one of the greatest rivalries in the state, and we come to play no matter what.
It's definitely a feeling that you can't really have anywhere else, and a lot of people don't get to experience that, but we are definitely lucky enough to experience it, and can't wait to play against them.
I just remember when I was a kid watching the older guys go and beat Valley, and it was always a great experience to watch, and hopefully I can be a part of that this year.
These rivals share a stadium. Both sides appreciate the other.
Swenson's a great football coach and has done this for an awful long time, and we've been able to make this into a rivalry and continue it from people that were before us, and there's just a lot of respect on both sides.
This great rivalry can serve as a barometer for who could be hoisting a trophy in Cedar Falls in November.
And they're coming into the game strong. We came and proved ourselves. It's a big turn in the season to see your confidence level, see how you're going to perform for the rest of the season.
We don't take any win for granted, so it doesn't matter who it is. We're ecstatic when we get a win against a real good team like we had the other night with Southeast Polk, or if we could get a win this week with Dowling. You feel good about where you're at because you know they're good.
Well, I think we'll see our growth. They're so talented that it's going to expose us in some ways, and some we probably expect, and others it may surprise us a little bit.
Game of the Week, sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.
This game played at Valley Stadium, but the Tigers are the road team. It's Dowling at home, the Maroons with the ball. 4th and 1 in enemy territory. Ian Middleton hits the hole, cuts back, and it's nothing but green. 31 yards, 7-0 Dowling. 7-3 now. Parker to Phillips drops back to pass. Jaden McGregory reads it like a book. To the house, 40 yards, pick 6. Valley takes a 10-7 lead. The Tigers back in the red zone. 4th and 4. Drake DeGroot rolls out. Doesn't find anyone, says, I'm going to do it myself. Cuts back, makes a play, dives in. 17-7, Tigers in command, but Dowling comes back and sends it to overtime. 4th and goal from the 1. Middleton over the line of scrimmage for the win. Dowling wins an instant classic, 26-23.
Well, let's keep it in the CIML. A rematch from last year's state championship. Ankeny paying a visit to Southeast Polk. Now the Rams strike first. Gavin Wise runs it in from 3 yards out for the touchdown, and Southeast Polk takes a 7-0 lead. Now later in the first, 3rd and 4 for Ankeny, and Luke Anderson scrambling. He finds Andrew Brandhorst. He catches it with one hand. Really good concentration there. But let's head to the second quarter. Ankeny going for it on 4th down. Anderson takes a shot, and Owen Fisher's there to catch it. We were all tied up at 7, but check this out, guys. Ryan Harrington attempting a 53-yarder. Oh yeah, he makes it, knocks it through to give Ankeny the lead, but the Rams go on to win this one, defeating the Hawks 21-13.
Let's head to Warren County, where Indianola is hosting Norwalk. First quarter, handoff to Jake Pontier. He gets the corner and spins into the end zone. 7-0 Indians still in the first quarter. Asher Brick rolls out and finds Ryan Hilton. What a connection, 30 yards. Indianola up 14-0. This is the first career touchdown catch for the sophomore. 14-3, Indianola on the doorstep again. It's Pontier again. Five touchdowns on the season for the senior, and Indianola makes a statement in 4A.
Well, Dallas Center Grimes and Newton both started the season off with the losses, and tonight they faced off trying to get their first win of the season. Dave Bingham has the highlights.
The beautiful thing, the Cardinals still wearing the same uniforms that Trey Jackson and the boys, Ed Ergenbright, wore in the 80s for that championship team. First quarter, no scoring. We got nothing. But second quarter, the Caden Klein show begins. He has more yards on this carry than the whole first quarter, both teams combined. 47 yards. Doesn't quite get in. Isaiah Hansen will do that. Touchdown, Newton. Where's Isaiah? Can't find him. There he is, right there. Cardinals going for two little spoof hounds. Klein keeps it, gets in, 8-zip. Cardinals. And then time winding down in the first half, and more Klein. This time jets to the right side. Watch him, breaks a couple tackles and then hits it before he's knocked out of bounds. They can't handle Klein right now. Another play fake off to the right. Watch the shimmy right here, using the boundary, finds himself knocked out of bounds, and then Klein to the air to Finn Martin. Great play by Finn, seconds left. Newton up to the line. Skylar Millheiser, where is he? Right there. 15-zip Cardinals. DCG opens up the second half. Tate Piran to Wyatt Valenta, 15-7. DCG back in it. Ensuing kickoff, though, some magic from the 80s. Ed Ergenbright has to be proud. Great play fake. Christian Ergenbright down the left side. They're not going to get him. Newton would tack on another touchdown, 28-7 the final. Both these teams are going to have a tough road ahead, but both will get better as the season goes on. But a big one here, beautiful Newton, and made those 1980 champions proud tonight with the victory. Back to you guys in the studio.
Well, it's time now for our first Play of the Week nominee, and it's going to go to Andrew Brandhorst of Ankeny. The one-handed grab on the sideline, almost like a go-go gadget arm, and that'll definitely get you in the running for Play of the Week anytime. Well, we are just getting started here on Friday Night Blitz, and when we come back, we'll go inside the huddle with the Waukee Warriors.
Inside the Huddle, sponsored by Des Moines Orthopedic Surgeons.
Tonight we are going inside the huddle with the Waukee Warriors, and after coming off of a dominant win in the season opener, they turned their attention to crosstown rival Waukee Northwest.
Hey, again, make this pretty intense. 6 plays, that's all you got.
Let's go.
Get after it. This group is the most together team that we've had since the split, and I think they feed off each other. They love being around each other, and you can do a lot when a team is that close. There we go. That away, nice job, oh!
We've been watching a lot of film and been really preparing, but a lot of competitive practices coming in this week, and we know what's at stake, so we really just got to play hard and practice hard.
It's easy to say you treat it like any other game, but in reality it's not. You know, we're always going to play Northwest every single season. It's going to be a rivalry. I think we know, everybody knows everybody in the community, so it's always going to be fun. The biggest thing is we just have to keep the preparation the same. There it is. Downhill, Pierce. Good.
Those are the funnest games because we're going to get a lot of people in the stands. I'm just really excited to get out there with my team, my guys, and just go out there and play our best.
Well, let's get to the crosstown rival showdown, the Warriors hosting Waukee Northwest. Now, ball security was a bit of a struggle for both teams in the first half. Waukee coughs this one up on the first drive of the game. The Wolves are all over it, and they recover deep in Waukee territory. Northwest able to turn that into points. Mac Heitland gets across the goal line on the QB keeper, and the Wolves draw first blood. The Warriors able to bounce back from that rough start. Beckett Baker throws a dime to Evan Jacobson for the score. The extra point is blocked, though, so they'll still trail 7-6. Second quarter now, Waukee in front 13-7. Baker sees Maverick Inman break loose and fires at the end zone. Hauls it in with a nice toe tap there. Warriors leading 19-7, but Mac Heitland says, I can do that too. Hits Isaiah Oliver, who makes a great catch to secure the touchdown, and the Wolves make it a one-score game. Heading into the half, they took the lead in the third, but Waukee comes out with the win in this one, 40-29.
Not too far across the metro, we'll head to Johnston. Taking on Cedar Falls, both teams 1-0 entering the season. First quarter, both teams running a lot. Devarian Clark punches it in for Cedar Falls to open the scoring, and then he does it again. 14-0 Cedar Falls early on the road, but Johnston doesn't go away quietly. Jeffrey Scott punches it in, cuts it to 14-7, and this ends up being a classic. Triple overtime, but Johnston falls short by 3.
Well, let's head to Bondurant, where the Blue Jays were taking on the Grinnell Tigers, and the run game was strong in the first half for both sides, but the Blue Jays strike first. First touchdown of the game is a 2-yard rushing touchdown from Blake Guthrie. And there's plenty more where that came from. Another rushing touchdown for Bondurant Farrar, this time from the quarterback Jordan Ryle, and the Blue Jays now up 14-0. Then 1 minute left in the second quarter. Brock Heisman comes up with a huge interception here for the Tigers, and they end the half with the field goal to get on the board. And this one got very close in the second half. The Tigers come back and leave with the road win 17-14.
Coach of the Week, sponsored by Wyckoff Heating and Cooling.
The Newton Cardinals picked up their first win of the season tonight over Dallas Center Grimes, and we're going to send it out to Dave Bingham, who's standing by with our Coach of the Week.
All right, make sure our sideline's good. All right, make sure our locker room's spotless, right? But great job. Love you guys. Break it out.
Let's talk about this environment and just being in Newton and what it means to coach here and get a victory tonight.
Absolutely. You know, just hats off to our community. You know, we had a lot of stuff going on with the RVTV here, and we had a lot of, you know, a bunch of opportunities for our team. And this is really a showcase for our whole community, right? And, you know, we had a great crowd here, great atmosphere. You know, we were able to show off new lights, that kind of stuff, right? So I know our kids got a kick out of it, but, you know, really proud of how our kids played. They played really tough all night.
Coach Sweetengel, I'm telling you what, Coach Swede has a lot of things going here, but we talked a little bit about knowing the tradition too, and the CFLA. Can you explain that a little bit? Because no matter whether you win or lose, you stand for more than just just winning football games. And can you speak to that a little bit, what you've done with this culture?
Absolutely. So CFLA was coined by Coach John Jenkins back in the 80s here. And it's kind of always been a part of Red Pride, right? And what we do here in our community. It stands for character first, last, and always. And so, we're committed to developing the whole kid. Football is great, football is awesome, but taking care of it in the classroom, in the community, character-wise, life's bigger than football. And so, when our kids, really buy into that and do things right, it translates to the field. And so I'm really excited about, where our kids are at personally as well as football players.
Two good football teams tonight. We can go on and on about the game, and both these programs will progress and be better at the end of the year, and you still got a tough schedule. But it is a little chilly tonight, and we talked about big boy football. That was enjoyable, and I guess from a big boy, can you explain what that means? Because we hear it a lot.
Absolutely, yeah. So, sometimes, football isn't cute. It's ugly, right? We talk about big boy football, and, sometimes the X's and O's are a little overrated at times, and it's all about execution and how well you can do when the pressure's on. So, if we want to play in big boy games, right, we compete for district titles, being a playoff team, things like that, we have to learn how to play big boy football against a tough physical team. And, hats off to DCG. They did a great job. Their line did a nice job playing physical. And so we really challenged our guys to, play that big boy football and really compete, because that helps set us up for later in the season.
We appreciate what you do for kids. Of course, you and Coach Heitland are two of the best. And that's going to do it for our Wyckoff's Heating and Cooling Coach of the Week, Coach Swede. It's a lot easier. Back to you guys in the studio.
Let's head back to Ankeny for our second play of the week nominee, and it is Ryan Harrington knocking through a 53-yard field goal. The Packers probably could have used that tonight. 53 yards in high school. Tip your hat, kid. We're going to take a quick break here on Friday Night Blitz, but when we come back, we'll reveal who is getting our game ball for week 2.
This is the Valley Student Section, and this is Blitz!
That one took them a few tries. Our final Play of the Week nominee comes from Newton. A reverse fake on a kick return. You do not see that every day, and Christian Ergenbright takes it to the house. The fact that he kept it so casual, so impressive. We'll see who wins coming up. A DMPS battle at Duke Williams Stadium between East and Lincoln. Scoreless into the second quarter. Devin Holman drops back and finds Braden Jackson alone. The Scarlets take a 6-0 lead. Threatening again, Holman connects with Teagan. What a grab. Up and over the defender. It's 13-0 East. But you can't keep Lincoln down for too long. They give it off to their running back, Javon Sanders. Cuts upfield, makes 3, 4, 5 men miss. He would run all the way up to the 12 for a 55-yard run. He'd also score on the drive, but East runs away with this one, and they start their season 2-0.
The Des Moines Christian Lions playing host to the Van Meter Bulldogs tonight. We'll start this one in the first quarter. Jay Haley goes long to Caleb Moore. A great catch here, and that's going to set up first and goal. Then it's Garrett Gold who finishes things off, keeps those legs churning, gets the touchdown. Let's move to the second quarter. Jay Haley lets it fly once again to guess who? Caleb Moore. He just makes the adjustment and the catch to make it 17-0 Van Meter. The Lions, though, showing some signs of life. Tate Olson with the heads-up interception here. He's going to take this one all the way back inside the 30. But Van Meter dominates this game, getting the shutout win over Des Moines Christian 24-0.
Game Ball, sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.
Well, every week we hand out a game ball for a really impressive performance. So, Jay, who do we got this week?
It's going to Dowling's running back Ian Middleton. He may not have put up the gaudiest stats tonight, but every single yard was a grind in this rivalry game between number 1 and number 2. Middleton broke loose that 31 touchdown to open the game and then punched in this game-winning 1-yard score in overtime to give Dowling the win over Valley. It was a classic game, and he had to get in. He had 1 yard with not the season on the line, but in those buildings, it feels like the season when it's Dowling and Valley. And what a game, what a win for Dowling.
Definitely clutch. Well, don't go anywhere because when we come back, we are going to reveal who earned the top spot for our Play of the Week.
Play of the Week, sponsored by Taco John's.
Well, welcome back to Friday Night Blitz, and we had some awesome plays once again this week, but tonight it's got to go to Christian Ergenbright of Newton. An incredible play, but I also got to give Dave Bingham and his crew their flowers. This was shot beautifully in the perfect position to catch all of this.
If I was the one behind the camera, I would have followed the guy who faked the reverse.
Me too.
Not Ergenbright going all the way for the touchdown. What a play, and yeah, what a job done by Dave Bingham and his crew as always. That is very worthy of our play of the week.
It's almost like they've done this before.
They have.
Well, we are wrapping things up here on Friday Night Blitz, and when we come back, Jake and I will give our final thoughts on week 2. Well, week 2 is in the books, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of rivalry games that delivered. What stood out to you?
Yeah, it was rivalry week just a day before the Cyhawk game. I was at Dowling Valley, and Valley really had the game, not won, but they were about to pull away, and Dowling led a really impressive drive at the end of the first half to cut it to 1 score, and then they just win a thriller in overtime. I don't think that's the last time we'll see that matchup this season. I think those are 2 of the best teams in the state.
I'm sure Valley is tired of these close down to the wire games. I'm sure they prefer to hopefully be on, even though they were on the good end of it last week, not so much this week. They probably just want to have a comfortable win maybe next week.
Yeah, Coach Swenson, he could probably use just a 20-point win.
Yeah, and my rivalry game, Waukee Northwest, great game. Waukee kind of jumped in front by 2 scores, and then Northwest came back. Waukee obviously came away with it in the end, but that atmosphere was so much fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
And their first win over Northwest since the split. So a lot of happy people on that part of Waukee. A rivalry game I grew up in, Indianola-Norwalk, it always goes the way you don't expect. And Indianola blew Norwalk out tonight. I did not expect that. And then Grinnell.
Yeah.
Grinnell's 2-0.
We love the surprises. Keep them coming. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Friday Night Blitz. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Friday Night Blitz is sponsored by Fairway Meat and Grocery.